Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. UPI reports that Russian submarines were found conducting nefarious activity, surveilling critical British undersea data cables and pipelines. The British Ministry of Defense revealed today that an earlier observed Russian-attacked submarine was a diversion, allowing other vessels from Russia's main Directorate of Deep-Sea Research, GUJI, to perform the covert surveillance north of Britain. These underwater fiber optic cables are vital for global digital communications, banking, and trade. Britain responded by dispatching the HMS St. Albans Royal Navy frigate and helicopters to signal their awareness of the Russian presence. The Russian vessels subsequently retreated, and no damage to the undersea infrastructure was detected. Defense Secretary John Healey issued a stern warning to Russia, stating, "We see you. We see your activity over our underwater infrastructure. You should know that any attempt to damage it will not be tolerated and would have serious consequences." Prime Minister Keir Starmer echoed this, affirming his determination to protect the British people from Putin's aggression. CBS News reports that fighting continues in Lebanon despite a recently announced ceasefire agreement involving Iran. Israel's military stated it struck 100 targets within Lebanon after the ceasefire announcement, underscoring the delicate nature of the agreement. Correspondent Elizabeth Palmer is providing the latest details on this fragile situation, where military actions persist even as diplomatic efforts for a halt in hostilities are supposedly underway. The ongoing strikes by Israel's forces indicate that tensions remain extremely high in the region, challenging the effectiveness of the ceasefire. The report highlights the complex dynamics between Iran, Israel, and Lebanon, and the immediate aftermath of the ceasefire declaration suggests a deeply unstable environment. Al Jazeera reports on Iran's new protocol for the Strait of Hormuz, a critical global oil and liquefied natural gas shipping lane, following a recent two-week ceasefire in the war between the U.S., Israel, and Iran. The strait, previously toll-free, became a flashpoint when Iran attacked merchant ships, causing a major energy distribution crisis. As part of the truce, Iran's foreign minister announced safe passage would be granted in coordination with Iran's armed forces, considering technical limitations. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, ARGC, subsequently issued a new navigation map, directing vessels toward the Iranian coast, citing the potential presence of anti-ship mines. Iran's 10-point peace plan, which is still undergoing negotiations, reportedly includes demands for permanent cessation of attacks, lifting of sanctions, and continued Iranian control over Hormuz. Tehran is considering imposing tolls of up to $2 million per vessel or one bulk ride per barrel of oil, to be shared with Oman to fund its reconstruction efforts. However, Oman has rejected the toll idea, citing international maritime agreements. Critics argue that such tolls violate international maritime law, although neither the U.S. nor Iran has ratified the specific convention. Analysts suggest Iran could potentially charge for demining services. The U.S. has expressed its opposition, with President Trump insisting the strait remain open and safe and threatening renewed attacks if negotiations falter. While international pushback is expected, practical realities might lead ship owners to comply with Iran's temporary directives to avoid further financial losses and potential damages. UPI reports that Russia's Supreme Court has officially labeled the Nobel Peace Prize-winning human rights group Memorial as an extremist organization. This ruling, delivered after closed-door hearings on Thursday, is immediately enforceable. Consequently, anyone who works for, volunteers with, or shares materials published by Memorial can now be prosecuted. Memorial, founded in Moscow in 1992, is dedicated to documenting human rights violations, particularly under Joseph Stalin. The group was previously listed as a foreign agent in 2016, and ordered closed in 2021. Oleg Orlov, Memorial's chairman, was jailed in February 2024 for discrediting the Russian army. In response, Memorial announced it is ceasing all direct activities within Russia, but will continue its work outside the country, asserting that this decision marks a new stage of political pressure on Russian civil society. The Norwegian Nobel Committee had expressed deep alarm over Russia's attempts to destroy Memorial. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.